like whenever I want.
I'm melting.
That works right there. That's your
Okay.
opener.
Let's do it without intro time. Alright, so,
we don't need an intro.
Dom, you really didn't get much say in the last episode. You want to go ahead?
You were on the
I
front
did.
lines of World War II.
Okay, so I got one story in particular, but I'm trying to think of another because like this one's not very long. But I was like,
It doesn't have to be long.
We're up against the clock right now.
true, the long ones aren't always the good ones, you know. It's about what's inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we proved that last
Yeah.
episode with my story.
It's
You
not
prove-
what's
Why?
not
You
about
prove that
what's
every day,
inside.
dude.
Well,
You prove that every day.
The long ones are the good
Listen,
ones.
if I ever get in a fight with someone with microphobia, I'm winning for sure.
Oh yeah.
What?
That's the fear of small things.
Fear of small
Yeah.
things.
Oh.
Okay, so I was younger than 5. I don't know exactly how old I was.
Chewing on
Oh,
rocks.
back in Arkansas?
No,
Back in
that was
Arkansas,
2.
munching on
I was
rocks.
between the ages of 2 and 5. It's probably 3 and 5 actually. I went to Georgia for a year.
So,
You are such a Southern boy.
Arkansas and then Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia.
George.
Georgia. Okay. All right. So I was like, I'm gonna say 4 years old, but my dad had just taught me about the 5-second rule, and I was like, this is awesome. I can eat whatever I want. So I had a sucker, and I was in my gravel driveway, and then I tripped, and it fell out of my mouth. I pick it up, and my dad's on like the back patio, right, and covered in rocks. It's like one of those rock candy things, except it's not candy. It's just rocks.
It's still rock
Right.
candy.
Crunchy.
Little rocky.
So-
little extra
I
crunch.
look at him. He looks at me like we make eye contact, and then I hold it up and I go 5-second rule, and I shove it back in my mouth.
Munching on some rocks. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming. No.
Dom, I hate to break it to you, but you already told that.
Yeah,
story.
I already have that. That's
On
podcast
here?
canon. Yeah,
Fuck.
I don't.
that's canon.
Let me think
No,
of a
he
di-
told it. He told it like the second episode.
Let me think of a different one then. You guys
My
keep
memory's
going.
terrible.
Third episode, actually.
All right, I guess.
Do we want to restart?
No. let's just
No,
keep
we're
going.
gonna keep that in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess we
We'll
could
get to
tell
that
you.
again.
I could tell
I'm
you
gonna
the
tell
story
that. I'm
of
gonna tell
my.
that story every couple episodes.
No,
Sure.
you should. That
Just
should
like
be tradition.
Mason, was it?
What?
Was something you mentioned every episode? Oh yeah, your opinion on furries changing.
That is true.
Change
This
yeah,
has
that's
been
true.
mentioned like twice now.
Well, I mean, when you hold up the vast majority of internet infrastructure, I feel like you should be allowed to do some weird stuff. Because, like, you know, it's literally a national security issue for furries to get on planes in too many droves, right?
Too many furries on the same plane
Yeah.
as a national.
They
security.
will not let the plane take off if there are too many furries, because if enough furries die in a plane crash, all of our internet infrastructure falls apart,
Nah.
including our military infrastructure.
Sharks attack the
Crazy.
internet.
I love it.
You guys know
I can,
sharks?
Yeah,
I can see
sharks
that with the
will attack the
military. You're on the
giant land
desert,
cables.
something moves, you're fucking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does something to you.
All right, so here's my tale of yesterday.
Tale.
Okay.
Goes
Well,
back to
not really-
furries.
Not really. Not really a tale, but so
Novel?
yesterday
More of a claw.
after work, I had to run home and grab my brother and a bunch of supplies to tow a vehicle so we could take it to the scrapyard today. So yeah, we went to and it was we were picking up a 2006 Chrysler Sebring, and this is like the ugliest freaking car I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way there, the truck's overheating because the radiator is starting to head out, and my brother's freaking out the whole time. So we get there, and we pull in the driveway, and while we're waiting for my dad, I'm on the phone with my dad. And all of a sudden, I hear this explosion. I look up to the front of the front of the engine bay because we had popped the hood open, and Jesse has this geyser of water blasting him in the
Oh, I
face.
heard that. He told me.
Yeah. So what happens, and this is a lesson for you all in case if your vehicle's ever overheat on you, don't open the coolant reservoir or the radiator after you've just run the vehicle.
Yeah.
It will blow in your face. Jesse got lucky and didn't get any burns. It will scald you, and it will be embarrassing. It will just soak you. It is just, and you don't smell great afterwards. It tastes sweet though,
It
It's like Loctite.
but don't drink it.
tastes good.
I did think of another
It
story.
doesn't feel good.
All right, well,
This one's not as funny.
You have to wait.
It's like
I already
peanut butter,
started.
That's right.
So yeah, and so I like yell at him, "What are you doing?" And he gets mad at me because he thinks I'm angry. I'm like genuinely concerned, and because I thought he knew this sort of thing, but no, he
It's
didn't.
commonplace.
He didn't know this sort of thing. So
Yeah, you should have known that. Come on.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
and my dad yells at me because I yelled at him, and then so that whole thing, and then nothing interesting happens, and then so when it comes time to load up. Let me give you a little reference. The driveway is the car is up on the hill. The road's here, and the driveway is a consistent gravel ramp. And then the road also goes downhill even more to the next road. It crosses the road, and it's an intersection. That's important for later. So, The idea was, so we have the car dolly hooked to the
Was
truck.
Jesse driving?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. But
Oh no.
well, no, Jesse didn't. This is not anything Jesse. Yes.
Jesse's is the only name that I don't censor, by the way.
Yes, fine. So yeah, we hook up the truck, or we put the truck in front with the car dolly, and then we run a strap underneath the car dolly to the car to pull it free so the brakes are unlocked. We pull it free so it goes down the hill. And the whole idea is to get the car to roll up onto the car dolly because the tires were low and, well, quite frankly, I didn't want to wait for that little hand compressor to inflate the tires. So, yeah, we roll it up on about 3/4 of the way before Jesse hits the brakes because he thinks he's going to overshoot the car dolly. This happens 8 times. By the 8th time, we're in the middle of the road across the street.
Go.
God bless.
And and this whole time, every time it bashes into the car, every time it bashes into the car dolly, because the front end is so long, we wiped out the bumper, we took out the AC condenser from the front of the car, and then the last time, the radiator we ripped the bottom of the radiator off.
Well,
So you got a new vehicle, but not
No,
really.
no. This is scrap.
Oh.
I'm
Good
not keeping.
thing,
I
yeah.
wouldn't keep this car.
I was gonna say there's a reason it's scrap.
Yeah. So
All right there.
yeah, it was actually quite hilarious because the last time it just smashed into the trailer, radiator ripped open, pool of antifreeze on the ground,
Cool.
and it's just draining into someone's yard.
Spider juice.
So yeah, after that one, we decided, let's just. I told my dad, let's just jack the car. We brought the jack to lift the front wheel so we could just put the car dolly under.
Yeah.
Don't know why we didn't do that in the first place. He even asked that question. We do that. Mind you, we're still on a hill.
Why didn't we do it right the first time?
It's a good question.
8 times later.
So yeah, then we finally get going, right? We go down around this loop and it leads us back into town. We have trash in the back of the truck. We didn't realize it would take us this long, so we were gonna try
Oh, no.
He's your brother.
No,
Be
no.
nice.
We were gonna hit up a dump to just get rid of the trash that's in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
However, the dump's closed by the time because it took us way longer than it should have.
Oh god.
So, my dad sees this one lady. It looks like she's coming out of her house, and we were gonna offer because in MLS you have to pay for some reason to get rid of your trash.
Nice.
So,
Actually, I have to do that as well.
Gross.
why don't you go to a dump and have them pay you for your trash?
Like actual trash or like?
Or like scrap metal.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah. So we go around the corner. My dad sees someone who looks like they're coming out of their house. Not her house, first of all. She's doing something, and we ask. Or my dad stops and asks, "Hey, can we put like 2 things in your trash pile? We'll pay you for whatever it costs." And she just fucking flips for no reason. She calls my dad a degenerate, pathetic.
My
Just
God.
all these.
No,
like-
she was looking at Jesse.
No, she was looking straight at my dad for some reason. Like
Hey, do you mind if we occupy this space for a small period of time? We will pay you.
No, it's not. It's okay.
what?
So you pay the company that for some reason comes through and picks up trash. Oh man, there was trash like literally all over the street.
It's
Like,
like
no, it's worse than a normal. It's worse than a normal.
They're called
day.
people, Tavi. Okay. That's not.
So yeah, she just flips out for no reason. Goes like, if she was at 30 miles per hour, for some reason she like gunned it and was at 150 in a second.
Yeah.
On my dad for no reason. My dad teased her a little bit. Was like, "You're a nice person," and then walks
You are
away.
very nice.
The whole time she's spitting insults as she's walking back to her car. Jesse and I are sitting right next to her. She's walking by and she's like standing where Mason would be against the truck.
Just yelling.
Still like pissing her pants at the fact that my dad asked if we could throw out 2 things.
The audacity of that man.
That was her thought. That was like literally all she could convey.
Awful.
So yeah, we leave and she pulls out of that driveway and like comes the same direction. Jesse's like, oh boy, and but she ends up splitting off somewhere else.
Epic.
Yeah. Should have followed her.
All right.
But yeah, the trip back was a riot because when Jesse opened that radiator cap, he also blew out our radiator.
No.
It's not okay. It wasn't so bad. Like The whole
So-
bottom end was that, but whatever was cracked on it before is like
It's like fully
double the width
yeah.
now, so it dumps twice as much out.
Oh,
So we were adding water the whole trip back.
yeah, that sounds like
And it's like
a lot of fun.
it was slightly cooler than today, but it was still well hot
yeah.
enough.
Oh, dude.
That's
My-
our van right now. We're just dumping water into the freaking.
Yeah, but how often do you guys drive the road?
That is a fair point, actually.
The dually is my vehicle.
The dual. Oh yeah, he ripped. Oh.
Well, we're with the scrap money we got from the car, it's gonna fund a new radiator. So
Yeah, instead of what else it would have funded if there wasn't a new radiator to replace.
Imagine not damaging your shit.
But
Imagine
what are you talking about? It
dragons.
came pre-damaged.
I had a pretty chaotic
no,
day
like,
today.
the
So
truck.
that's a good story.
No, he didn't know. That's fine. He learned
I'm
his
an emo
lesson
kid.
the hard way, unfortunately.
I'm an emo kid.
Wow, that's never seen
Yeah,
that
I'm an
one.
emo kid now.
New technique.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so my neighbor at like 5 a.m. I woke up at 5 a.m. today.
Hey, me too.
Hey.
I woke up at 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Y'all
Dude,
sleep?
How?
I
But
woke
at
up.
5, I was drenched in sweat because
I-
my fever broke.
Nice.
I woke up at 5 a.m. Fell asleep 6 different times. Had 6 different dreams. And by 6:30, I'm like sitting in my dream looking at the clock, thinking it's like 8:30 or 11 o'clock, thinking I'm late for
And you're
work.
totally thrown off.
I'm looking at the clock. I'm like,
I'm late.
no, it's 6:30 in my dream. I wake up 6:30 on the dot on the
Wow.
clock.
Yeah.
That was a wild
Biological
sensation.
timers
Right.
are actually really good.
What do you guys
But
dream
anyway,
of?
what?
What do you guys dream of?
Oh, I could tell you this morning I had a dream of a transformer going down a water slide.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I had a
Can
dream
we-
that I
can
had
we
a-
save the dream chat for the next episode.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Epic.
yeah.
All right, let's do
I
that.
do have.
Like that?
Because I do want to finish
Do some stuff like
today.
Mason story.
My absolutely chaotic morning today. So I woke up at 5 today and I decided for no particular reason to wipe both my computer and my phone because I was bored and I wanted to
No
just wipe it.
particular reason.
Don't
at
ask
all.
why. Don't ask why.
Huh.
There was nothing illegal, no websites I was downloading, movies owned by large corporations from. I wiped my computer, wiped my phone, and then as soon as I finished doing that, I'm updating my computer, I'm working on all sorts of different things. When I get a call from my neighbor at 9 o'clock in the morning, she's like, "My cat's missing." I'm like, "Okay." So I go over and I look around for a cat. I'm looking around the woods, nothing there. Then I hear a meow. I look up. Cat's all the way to the top of one of those little, those not little, but like those medium-sized palm trees, all the way to the top of that. So I have to climb all the way up there
Do we have
and get the
palm
cat.
trees around here?
No, not palm trees, like pond trees. The little trees
okay.
that sit by the pond. I don't know what they're called. I get to the top of it, and the cat decides. So I've got a sweatshirt on specifically for the cat, right? I pull the cat down. I'm trying to get him to get on my sweatshirt. No, the cat decides he's gonna anchor himself to my back, the skin on my back. And I'm like, all right, fine. You know what? As
That's
long
an
as you get
interesting way to
down.
get scratches on your back. Let's be honest,
Dude.
man.
Freaking, I look like an emo child now because of this.
No, wrong direction.
And I was, yeah, it's fair. Then I get a text from my grandma. She's like, "Hey, I need you to power wash the deck." And I'm like, "Okay, thanks." I didn't even sit down yet. So I throw the power washer in the back of the car. I floor it over there.
Just keep talking. It's not.
So I walk out there. I start spraying it. Then all of a sudden it stops working. I turn around. The mechanism that holds the power washer, like the actual hose, where the hose
Is it a
hookup
quick release joint?
No, it's one of those ones that's actually just
Threads.
part of the thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Part of the thing. Completely broken off. Cuts, cracks in the thing.
Dry rotted.
Dry rotted completely. And
Nice.
I'm like, "Oh, great. This is perfect." So I spend 3 hours trying to fix that. It doesn't fix. Anything I do, nothing works. Then
You didn't use enough duct tape.
it didn't. Then I go to the truck, right? Because Dad switched out the truck with the car because he needed to go to work for some fucking weird reason like that, money or something. But I try to start the truck, doesn't start. So I have to drive all the way back home.
Is this the Jimmy?
No, not the Jimmy, the Dakota.
Oh, that's right. You guys have a truck.
Yeah, we have the truck.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep it at Grandma's though, because we don't want to deal with the freaking insurance on that thing. That's where the diesel barrel is too. So
Yeah.
the barrel of diesel, because we buy it by the fucking barrel. But anyway, yeah, I ended up spending a lot of time trying to get that thing to start because the battery was completely dead, and so was the charger. So we were sitting there just messing around with that for an hour, and then I finally get it to start. I floor it back over home. Literally, I parked the truck in my driveway. Where the lawn is, where the lawn meets the driveway there, right there. Hop in my car, and now I'm here. It's just been go all day. There's been no rest. Ain't no rest for the wicked, as they say.
So you charged the battery on the truck. Did you charge it long enough?
Yeah, I charged it for like 20 minutes. Still didn't go.
Well, no. What I mean is like
Just
after
barely
you got it going, did you leave it to run a little bit so it could charge that battery back?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say if
I
you
left
shut
it
it
on.
it's not starting again
Well, yeah. I mean, we kind of figured that.
unless you put another charge on
I
it.
don't think it's gonna start it either way. Whoa. Oh. I thought that was an actual bar.
Trash cans.
So Mason's been on the go.
Anyway,
He's still got his shoes on. That's how on the go he's been.
God damn. I almost got his shoes on.
You got
Dude,
the
I've been
Sasquatch
fucking
Killer
so
3s
busy all
on.
day.
Sasquatch Killer 3.
Nah, I'm kidding. I like your shoes.
All
They're
right.
not bad.
John, do you have
They
a
were-
story? Or
they
are
I
we
actually
going
painted
straight
them
to
up, but then I went to New
I have a
Jersey and
story?
they got fucked
Has
up.
anything fun happened to you today, or within the past couple days?
I want to rock.
I wanna rock.
Okay.
Has anything fun happened in the last few days?
We had
Yeah.
sun.
No.
We had a lot of fun. So, picked up Ryan.
From the airport?
Sure.
Yes.
Fucking no.
Nah,
JFK.
it's like an hour. I'd drive.
You.
We picked up Ryan from JFK Airport.
JFK International.
And we've really just
He's in from Czechoslovakia.
fucking...
Wait, is it
First day we're here.
Yeah, until it exists.
Sorry, go ahead.
We're shooting the shit, laughing, enjoying the time. We go work out. I get him to do some like overhead stuff, whatever. Then throw some disc, come back. He's like, I'm surprised you haven't been playing your guitar. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Ryan, you wanna play the drums? He's like, I haven't played the drums in a while. I'm like, you fucking started it. And so we go down there, and we're vibing for a minute, and he pulls out this like marching thing on
Kind of like the beginning of Welcome to the Black Parade.
Kind of like Welcome
Oh
to the
my
Black
God.
Parade, but a little better, in my opinion, because
I love that song.
I'm gonna get killed for that one. But sorry,
That's fair.
I'm not really sorry. I listened to My Chemical Romance. What are you gonna do? I come up with something on the guitar, and now we have several hours sunk into what is turning into, I don't know if it's going to be like a 30-minute song or an album with several, like,
Probably
a
do album
story.
with several parts.
Yeah.
But it's going to be something. And now we got Dominic in on it.
Playing
Play
bass.
some bass.
Oh, my little bass boy all grown up.
Oh, the bass.
My little based boy all grown up.
Based. Based on what? Based on fucking your mother!
You're telling me a
Based on
shrimp
my
fried that
beliefs.
rice?
You're telling me.
Wait, didn't you...
Apartment complex. I find it quite simple, really.
Yeah. Not that hard.
Oh, what?
Apartment complex. I find it quite simple, really. It's a triangle.
I'm gonna fucking send that to my architecture professor right now.
Oh my god.
I
Oh
do
my
have some
God.
stories.
Okay. All right. Let's hear 'em.
What's our time frame?
Swimming.
I would just say-
We're at 21. I agree. I say like we give Dominic his story. We cut this episode.
I
a little
wanna-
bit.
I was
wanna
gonna
s-
say, the only other thing I got is we've just been
Sitting in a
Vibing.
sweltering room.
Yeah,
Why don't we just
I
take
wanna
it back
say,
to?
the
it's
reason
fucking 82 in here.
for anyone listening, if anyone does listen,
Yeah, we have 16.
the reason I say we're against the clock is because it's like 90 degrees out today, and we had to turn off the
And
AC
the
so it's
temperature is
quiet enough.
growing as we speak. We should have just done this downstairs.
We probably should have.
So, my stories are about strep, swimming, onion rings, and
Is this all in the same story?
no.
Oh.
I have
Oh.
very short but comical stories.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start with untreated strep, particularly in the throat.
Does it occur anywhere
As
else?
opposed to,
Is there other types of strep?
I don't know. You said that.
I mean, there's other holes.
All right.
There's other goals. Okay, so I was at my dad's house for the weekend, and he's pretty like I'm not sure how he is anymore, but I used to be pretty like natural medicine, and like he wouldn't know like pills or anything. Yeah, all like at home stuff.
Okay.
Voodoo. So I had strep. It was pretty obvious, but like we tried a bunch of stuff and it wasn't working. So I went back to my mom's house, and I didn't get it treated for like a day or two. I'm not sure, but eventually it turned into scarlet fever.
Jeez.
Do you guys know what scarlet fever is?
It's
I've never even heard of that.
with a fancy name like that, it cannot. be
Holy
great.
shit!
Yeah.
Scarlet. Oh.
I was in 3rd grade. I had it for a week, the lingering effects. So, what it is it's like small red dots that are incredibly itchy all over your body. Not like spread out. Like, how is chickenpox? Like, they're kind of spread out, right? Yeah, like scarlet fever grouped up like crazy. If you look it up, you can.
Let me find a good.
Yeah.
Body
It's you usually get it in younger kids. It develops into something different. Yeah, like that. But I had it pretty bad, and it was all over my whole body. I'd have to take like Epsom salt baths to get it to stop for a little while. Eventually, after a week, the itching faded, but I still had dots all over me. So I went to school, and I went in the office, and they're like, "How you feeling, bud?" And I pulled up my shirt, and it was just like dots. And they were like, "You sure you should be here?" And I go, "My mom said I should."
My mom
I
said
love that.
So
You sure you should be here? I have no opinion
yeah,
in the matter.
that is probably the worst illness I've had. I don't remember it now.
that thing is pretty rare. Fewer than 20,000 cases per year.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
All right, do you want to call this episode?
Well,
because
I've got
it's
one
hot
more.
in here?
I do have one more story. It's quick though.
This is hot. Yeah, man. Let's get.
We'll
naked.
call this episode Dominic's Story Time because he's just giving us all these stories.
I am. When I was a young boy,
Your
Yeah,
father got
dude.
divorced
Oh,
from
young
your
boy.
mother.
My father.
all right. After that, we were
And
at.
we left Arkansas.
Thank God.
Best
Best decision you ever made.
Away from Arkansas.
Arkansas, alright? Don't even mess with it.
Okay, so we were at like this little just like shack that was selling food. Shack that was selling food, and
Shaq that was
Shaq was
selling
solid food?
yeah, well, like it was like a food.
The Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq was on the front lines shelling food at those North
Shelling
Vietnamese.
food. God, I'd love to see that. Okay, so
Just a bunch of howitzers out there. Shaq sitting there.
we
Shaq's just hucking tacos at the front lines.
Shaq is the
He's
howitzer.
hucking them, man.
okay.
What does that mean?
It was a food shack. Like, it was this building to get ice cream. You could get, like, onion rings
As
and
opposed
fries.
to a water shack?
So, we were chilling out there with, like, some of the extended family. Just chilling. So, we got onion rings. Now, little kid me went, onion bad. Onion ring good. Onion cannot be an onion ring. So, my brother took the onion out of the onion ring. And I looked at him, and I go, "You took all the cheese out!"
No, Dominic.
And then my mom was dying, hysterically laughing, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like,
Wouldn't be the
"What?
first time.
I don't like onions, and I like those." And she just took a minute, but I now understand that there is onions inside of onion rings and not cheese.
Dude, okay, I gotta admit, I was the same way. The day I pulled an onion out of an onion ring, I stopped eating them that day.
Yeah.
I remember the day.
It's dramatic.
Can I get a playback on the
Oh,
"You
God.
took the cheese out"?
I'll give you a playback when we're done.
Alright, it's starting
getting
to get
hot.
toasty.
We're
And
gonna
this
end the
lingering
podcast.
smell of someone's feet is starting
Now
to
Dominic
arise.
is gonna close us off so we can get out of here.
Okay. Thank you guys very much for showing up. I was glad I was able to tell some stories. I know this one is short, but we are not, except for Mason. It's very hot in here, and I am ready to go get some food.